Good evening and welcome to this Wednesday, February 6th edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
And I'm student meteorologist Catherine Busick.
And we had a very warm day across Tallahassee,
Yes.
very spring-like. We had temperatures actually approaching the higher ends of the 70s, so it felt very, very warm outside.
Yeah, it was super warm. If you had to walk anywhere, I was definitely sweating, but tomorrow we're actually going to be, we're in the contending for breaking the record high of 82 degrees.
Yeah, so we're going to see those hot temperatures heading into tomorrow with those temperatures nearing the record marks for most of the area. So overall temperatures, though, in higher than average, obviously. And then we're going into the weekend, we're actually going to see the rain chances actually non-existent heading into the weekend.
nothing to see in Tallahassee, really. But this is a different week because last week we were experiencing much colder temperatures. So we went from winter to summer or spring very fast, which I don't know if I'm used to.
We had temperatures below freezing last week, and then heading into this week, we had temperatures well above
Bring out your
average.
shorts, man.
Yes, I know. Walking across campus, I was sweating a little bit.
Yeah, I was definitely sweating. Nice, and I'm not ready for shorts though. So.
Heading into the show, we're going to give you a look at your forecast for Tallahassee and the southeast region, as well as your national forecast. We're also going to give you a few other details heading into the desks as well. And with those desk segments, I think we're doing some ice.
Flu.
Yes,
ice,
we're doing a flu forecast as well as an ice type of precipitation as well.
Yeah.
But for now, we're actually going to send things over to the wall with Sammy. She's going to give us a look at the overview for today.
Guys, look how gorgeous the sunset is here over Doak Campbell Stadium. It's beautiful outside. We do have rain up north of us right now. It's like a rain-snowy mix right now. Even some ice chances. We'll see that in a desk later on. But for now, here in Tallahassee, we have these warmer conditions bringing it up from the water. Now, this is going to bring us a nice warm Thursday tomorrow. But for now, here you can see we do have these clouds making its way over, bringing fog early in the morning. But we will have a nice sunny day for tomorrow. We have these winds coming from the south. It'll start to turn and actually bring us a cloudy morning on Friday before those clouds start to make its way out of the area. Tonight in Tallahassee, 54 degrees, mostly clear. It's going to be a beautiful night out tonight. Nice and warm, just how I like it. For Thursday, warming up from 56 degrees all the way to about 78 degrees by 4 p.m. and then cooling off to 66 degrees. Not really cooling off, but for tomorrow, record high temps possible. That fog will continue overnight into the early morning and even rain back in the forecast. We'll see that later on. Now I'm going to give things over to Catherine with a local.
Yeah, thanks, Sammy. I know you're ready for the warm. I'm definitely not ready for warm, but here's a look at our sunset cam. There's no action shot, but it looks like our sunset's turning out to be something pretty nice. We have a high cloud layer, which is going to make the sunset later on into the show probably turn out to be really, really nice. So if you want to get out and look at that, check it out. Right now, our temperature is sitting at 71 degrees, which is pretty high for this time of the day, but if you like the warm, it's warm out there with mostly cloudy skies. Setting up to be a good sunset later in the evening. But if we zoom out a little bit at our national satellite radar, this low pressure system is going to be of interest as we head into the weekend. It's not going to bring anything too significant to the Tallahassee Panhandle area, but it is bringing some major precipitation to Midwestern and Northeastern states. And if we zoom in a little bit to the southeast, we have a clockwise rotation over the Gulf, and we have winds coming out of the south, bringing in some fog that'll come in and affect the area later tonight. And we'll zoom in even further to Tallahassee specifically. Not too much to see on the local radar, but our winds are coming up from out of the south, bringing in cooler temperatures because our ocean temperatures are a little bit warmer than the temperatures that are sitting at over land. Our current conditions, Tallahassee sitting at 71 degrees with Quincy just north of us at 75 degrees and Bainbridge 77 degrees. Again, these temperatures are still relatively warm for the area. Our dew point temperatures, they're not too high, but there is moisture coming in from the Gulf. So do expect moist conditions or humid conditions outside and expect to sweat a little bit more than usual or more than what we're used to in the area. So if we not zoom out, but if we look at our forecast model, if I could play that again for you, I would. Fog coming into the area. into the early morning Thursday. So if you're commuting in this area, fog will come in and then settle out just before noon, and then bring in some sunny conditions into tomorrow. And then into tomorrow evening, our fog and clouds come in into tomorrow evening, and then to Friday morning. It'll be cloudy, and then this is our low pressure system coming through the area, bringing in potentially some scattered showers, but nothing too significant. But do expect cloudy conditions for much of Friday, and expect it to move out Friday night. But behind that low pressure system, there should be cooler temperatures closer to average than what we're experiencing right now. Right now, tonight in Tallahassee, expect temperatures to be about 54 degrees, mostly clear skies, and winds 5 miles an hour out south. Tomorrow's forecast, 82 degrees, close to our record high, so be careful out there. It's going to be a little bit warmer than today, but nothing obviously too dramatic. And then if we have a Big Bend marine forecast, going to be cooler than what is cooler temperatures in the Big Bend than in Tallahassee, but it looks like good conditions. And there's a cool down on the way. I'm going to step off a little bit. You can take a glance at that. And I'm going to hand things over to Harrison for a look at the southeast.
Thanks, Catherine. And I know Jen and Sammy and Catherine all talked about how it's much warmer here in the Tallahassee area, but really that's the theme across the entire southeast right now. Places like New Orleans, Jackson, you guys are at 76. We're only at 71 here in Tallahassee, so we're actually a little bit cooler. It's been real warm, and that next cold front's going to come through and help to cool things off just a little bit over the next couple of days. Our dew points across the southeast are really high for this time of year. Places like New Orleans at 69, Shreveport at 63, Little Rock, you guys are at 67, so it's feeling a lot more muggy than we have been over the past few weeks. We've had that cold, dry weather in the Tallahassee area and across the southeast, and that has flipped as far as patterns go. As we look at our wind speeds and direction, mostly across the southeast, we're seeing those winds out of the south a little bit stronger as you get closer towards the cold front, which is going to be situated right here, almost across the Little Rock area, but a little bit less in terms of your wind speeds over places like Tallahassee and Montgomery, Alabama. As we take a look at our national satellite and radar composite, you can see where this warm front is positioned just by the precipitation here that's situated across Arkansas and Tennessee and Kentucky. As this warm front does go ahead and lift northward a little bit, the chance for freezing rain across the eastern central plains is going to increase there. But this cold front low pressure system over here over Colorado and New Mexico should begin to push eastward, and that is ultimately what's going to bring Tallahassee its next shot for rain. Zooming in a little bit more, you can only see really across the Tallahassee area those upper level cirrus clouds right now that we can see on the live shots. And then as you take a look towards our west, these rain showers are going to eventually make their way into the Tallahassee region and across the entirety of the southeast. Not too much going on in the Tallahassee region as far as warnings and watches go, but we do have these dense fog advisories across the central and western Gulf Coast. And then if you look up towards the top of the screen here, you do have those winter weather advisories that are ongoing across the cooler areas. Now we're going to take a quick look at a futurecast model which is going to show this cold front go ahead and start to push on across the southeast here. And then I'm going to switch to the other side of the screen so you can see it push all the way in through Tallahassee, and that's where we'll see things go ahead and cool down for the next couple of days. As we look at our forecast tonight, Tallahassee is actually a cool spot here at 54 degrees compared to most of the southeast where you have this strong southerly flow. We are seeing those temperatures a little bit warmer across the western portions of the southeast. And then tomorrow we are going to be one of the warmer spots at 79 degrees, Montgomery at 80, and then you can see really well this cold front here, which is situated almost right along Jackson, between Jackson and Shreveport really, where things are going to start cooling down. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and send things over to Catherine and Jen at their desk.
Thank you, Harrison. And as we're approaching the end of winter, heading into early spring, we're going to start to see flu kick up across the United States. Now, flu, typically, the flu season actually ranges from November all the way into March. However, you can get it any time of the year, essentially. We have a map here showing exactly how the influenza outbreak is right now, and as you can tell, it is fairly widespread across the nation. Only Colorado, Indiana, and West Virginia are in the sporadic zone.
Yeah, it looks like those are the places to be if you're trying to avoid it, but in Preparation, well, flu season's already here, but to avoid getting the flu, wash your hands.
Yes.
Make sure you're not standing too close to people and talking too close to people.
Yes.
And if you experience any flu-like symptoms, definitely take care of them as soon as you can.
Yeah, stay home if you're definitely feeling sick. Or I know that Alaska is actually in the isolated range. So
Alaska
it's
is,
actually
yeah,
one
you
of the
can see it up
locations
there.
where the flu outbreak hasn't really occurred there. But more than 100,000 people a year are hospitalized as a result of the influenza outbreak. And the best way to prevent it, like we were saying, is get a flu shot. You can get those anywhere that you can get them. I know CVS gives out flu shots, and even Florida State campus.
Yes.
If you're a student here, you can get a flu shot as long as you go to the University Health Services. And also with the flu, the first few days are actually when you're most likely to be contagious as well. So again, avoiding contact with other people, making sure you're not really getting too close to them, because you can you only have to be 6 feet away to actually get the virus.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, moral of the story: any sign of flu early on, just please take care of it as soon as you can. But for now, we're going to stop talking about some medicine, and we're going to head things back over to the wall with Sammy.
Thank you, guys. So looking at this sunset cam one more time, you can see the sun is starting to go down. It's about to go around 6:17 p.m., I think. That's predicted to go down, but for now we can see those pinks and blues starting to make its way out of our area. 71 degrees right now. It's mostly cloudy out right now. I'd say mostly cloudy to partly cloudy out, since we could see that sun though. Looking at our satellite and radar, you can see we do have a little bit of cloud coverage. And we actually have a fog advisory that will be persisting mainly to our west around Panama City. You could see some fog in the early morning hours, so keep in mind of that if you are traveling early in the morning. Our current conditions around the Big Bend, see Tallahassee is 71 degrees, while Quincy is 75. Apalachicola down by the coast is 66 degrees right now and sunny outside. Our dew points are in the high 50s. It is feeling a little bit more moist outside, especially since we have been more dry the last few weeks with those colder temperatures out. But looking at our wind speed, you can see it's mainly coming from the south, just a light wind right now, making you feel actually nice outside with those warmer temperatures, 9 miles per hour in Tallahassee, 10 miles per hour in Monticello. Like I said, just a light wind though. Looking at our forecast, you can see sunny by Thursday morning, so around 11 a.m. that fog will make its way out of our region, and we may even have a stray shower or two coming in by Friday morning. Cloudy for the early morning hours, starts to break up by the afternoon, and maybe even dropping the temperatures. But for tonight in Tallahassee, 54 degrees, mostly clear out for the remainder of the night. But into Thursday, you could see 82 degrees, maybe breaking records here with that 82 degrees. I'm hoping to get into the 80s and make it a beautiful day here in Tallahassee. So warming from 56 degrees by 8 a.m. The fog makes its way out, 74 degrees by noon and 78 by 4 p.m. for that temperature finally drops out again. 78 for the beach forecast. It's going to be a beautiful day at the beach, but try to avoid the water because it is very chilly outside with that winter temperature still in the water. For the next 7 days though, 82 for Thursday, nice and warm. Maybe a chance of rain on Friday before that next chance of rain comes through by Monday. But now Jennifer is going to give us a look at the national.
Yes, as we take a look at things in the bigger picture across the nation, we got a lot to talk about. We have very cold temperatures up in the north, -2 degrees in Billings, Montana right now. Looking at 36 degrees over in Seattle, some snow in Salt Lake City as well as Denver right now. The southeast is where temperatures are very warm. We're looking at the 70s across most areas of the southeast. This is going to change as we get on into the weekend as this cold front does start to move into the region. We'll see dew points start to shift as well, making it feel a lot drier across the area as well. Like I was talking about dew points, you can see exactly where those frontal regions are. They're at 22-degree dew point in Kansas City compared to 66-degree dew point in Memphis. So we have a lot of moisture in the southeast as a result of a high pressure system bringing in some Gulf moisture. But right behind that front, that's where you're seeing a lot drier dew points and some polar air moving into the region as well. Winds are out of the north behind that front, so that is bringing a lot cooler temperatures. Over in the southeast, however, that's where that high pressure system is bringing that southerly wind, and with it, moisture. So we're going to see those high dew points heading into tomorrow as well. We do have that low pressure system as well as those frontal regions bringing a lot of moisture into areas of the Ohio River Valley, heading down into the Mississippi River Valley as well. Some snow in the northwestern areas of North Dakota as well as South Dakota, and heading on into Wyoming as well as into Colorado where that low pressure system is right now. So they are going to have some cooler temperatures with that high pressure system moving into that region. We have a mixture of rain as well as ice and snow in the New England areas. We do have some snow pushing into New Hampshire as well as Vermont right now, but mainly rain is giving a lot of moisture into these areas. As we look at the upper level water vapors, you can see exactly how much moisture is in these areas. That's because we do have southerly winds pushing into the New England area, giving a lot of moisture. However, behind those fronts, you see a lot drier air in the upper levels. So that is some good news heading into tomorrow. They are going to see the rain start to die down. Your weather alerts, we do have some winter storm warnings and gale warnings across the northern Great Lakes. Winter weather advisories as well as we head over more towards the northern portions. And that flood watch remains in effect for the Ohio River Valley, so that is something to look into. As we get on later tonight, we're going to have a lot of rain within this system, so it is going to be in those areas. Some more gale warnings as well as winter weather advisories across the northern area. With that low pressure system, we're going to see a lot drier conditions across the, a lot more moist conditions across the Ohio River Valley. Just a lot of rain associated with this. Heavy precipitations in areas of northern Tennessee as well, heading on to Kentucky as well as portions of southern Indiana. They're seeing a lot of rain, and they've seen a lot of it earlier today. Heading on to the southeast, we are in a dense fog advisory for portions of southern Alabama as well as Mississippi, heading on into New Orleans and into northwestern Florida with that dense fog advisory. If you are commuting in the mornings, make sure you keep the low head beam lights on. Some lake wind advisories as well as flood warnings associated with the Mississippi River. Into the west, we have some snow across areas of the mountain regions, as well as some rain pushing on to San Francisco right now. However, they are in a freeze warning for portions of central California. Some surf advisories as well, heading on into the lower portions as well into Los Angeles. And for your drought monitor, we are in a heavy drought conditions in portions of the Four Corners. Before tomorrow's forecast across the region, expecting temperatures to be very cold, some snow possible in areas of Minnesota, but very, very hot into the southeast with temperatures in the upper 70s, maybe even reaching some 80s in the area. I'm going to pass things off to Sammy and Harrison at the desk.
Well, thanks, Jen. And one of the issues with the next weather system that's going to be moving in is the potential for some ice accumulation across places like Missouri, Iowa, Kansas.
Yeah, so we actually have every type of precipitation that could reach them. I mean, showers, sleet, freezing rain, even a chance of thunder snow.
Yeah, and thunder snow, that's one of the more rare things that you'll see in meteorology because it takes a lot of instability for thunder to actually occur, and you don't usually get that in those snow showers, rather. And so that just kind of shows how unstable the environment is around this system right now.
Yeah, that and freezing rain. Now, this usually happens when the temperatures are around that like 30-degree mark, and those temperatures start to drop, so that the rain actually freezes, and that makes slick roads, sidewalks. It's really scary conditions if you are out on the road.
Yeah, and obviously that ice accretion can't happen on the places like limbs and power lines, so you actually do often get a lot of power outages and stuff with these ice storms that do come through. So it's definitely a dangerous situation, especially when it's cold outside, the heating goes out, you kind of run into problems with that. So it's definitely worth staying safe, staying inside during ice storms like that.
Yeah, and even if you have more fragile plants outside, the leaves can even break off, so you really have to watch that. In the Missouri, Iowa, and Kansas area. Now, outside of that region, they actually have a winter storm warning and even a blizzard warning up near South Dakota with 3 to 6 inches.
Yeah, so that's a good bit of snow, a lot of windy conditions, so definitely be safe up in those regions. But for now, we're going to go ahead and send things back over to Wall with Catherine, where she'll give us a look around Florida.
Thanks, Harrison and Sammy. Yeah, so you all are talking about the ice and the snow up north, but we're relatively spoiled down here in Tallahassee in the Panhandle area. our temperatures are pretty high. Ice and snow is definitely something we don't need to worry about so much. So if we step out a little bit, here's our look at our satellite and radar. This low pressure system is going to be what we're going to be thinking about as we head into the weekend. It shouldn't bring anything too significant, but it will bring cooler air behind it. Here's a look at our upper level water vapor. I skipped that. I should have not skipped that. I wanted to say something about that, but we're going to move on. Temperatures around the Florida state, not Florida state, the state of Florida. Take a deep breath. All right. So Miami's sitting at 74 degrees. Key West has the highest temperatures out of all parts of Florida. Orlando's sitting at 74 degrees. Tallahassee at 71. And if we look at our dew point temperatures, relatively high, but nothing too high, where moisture is something to be of concern, but humidity is definitely something we are thinking a little bit more about. During this time, we have a lot of offshore flow across the state, bringing in more humid air and bringing in cooler temperatures because our ocean temperatures are much cooler than temperatures on land. Tomorrow's forecast, Homestead sitting at 79 degrees, Miami at 78 degrees, relatively warm conditions, but Naples sitting at 81 degrees. Our flow coming from the east to the west is bringing cooler temperatures from the Atlantic Ocean, so this side of Florida is expected to have cooler temperatures than the western part of Florida or the Gulf side of Florida. Satellite and radar, nothing too much to see, but we do see clouds peeking into the northwestern part of Florida. That's our front that's going to be coming in later into the weekend. Tomorrow's forecast for Orlando sitting at 82 degrees, Okeechobee at 80. Temperatures are getting relatively high into tomorrow, and sunny conditions throughout most of the state. Satellite and radar, nothing too much but upper level clouds coming into the area into Wednesday evening. Tomorrow's forecast in the Jacksonville area, Gainesville area. Gainesville sitting at 80 degrees, 83 degrees, and sunny. Cross City, 80 degrees. Again, cities closer to the shore will experience lower temperatures because our ocean temperatures are a little bit cooler, and any offshore flow will bring in cooler temperatures. Jacksonville sitting at 80 degrees, but again, mostly sunny conditions throughout most of Florida. Good place to be. No ice to be worried about compared to much of the United States. But here's a look at our satellite and radar into tomorrow evening. Clouds with some spotty chances of rain in the Pensacola, Mobile area. Nothing to be of concern. Tomorrow's forecast, cooler temperatures in the Destin area. Again, offshore flow bringing in some cooler temperatures off the ocean. Forecast model, as we head into Thursday, we can see our low pressure system coming through the area. As we get into Thursday night, it's creeping in, but it fizzles out as it enters the Panhandle area into Friday morning, but it will bring in clouds and some precipitation to parts of the Panhandle and cooler temperatures behind it. Am I done? Tonight's forecast, relatively cool. Tallahassee sitting at 54 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, 79 degrees is a high, and record-breaking temperatures might be something that we will be thinking about as we, head into the weekend. I'm sending things over to Harrison.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick look at our local. Right now, we're going to take a quick look at our almanac. We are warmer than normal across the Tallahassee region by quite a bit today. Over the next couple of days, over the next day or so, we will be in that same area. Currently, we're in the lower 70s across the Big Bend region of Florida, and our dew points are pretty muggy here. We're at 57 in Tallahassee, 61 in Bainbridge and Quincy. Our wind speeds and dew points our wind speeds and directions are out of the south, and we are currently experiencing those light winds across the Tallahassee region. Our satellite and radar across the southeast, you can see where this system is here, and that is eventually going to go ahead and push into the Tallahassee region, bringing us some cooler air. Zooming in a little bit more, you can see the upper level cirrus clouds that we were able to see on our sunset cams. Those will be sticking around for the next couple of days as that next cold front does go ahead and push on through. A quick look at our futurecast is going to show that we do start off tomorrow morning with some fog to our west, and then it will clear out. We will have those sunny skies, and we'll be experiencing wind out of the south until this cold front does go ahead and make its way into our area on Friday morning, at which point the wind direction should switch around to being out of the northwest. And once that front does push through, we should begin to go ahead and clear out. Tonight in the Tallahassee region, we are expecting lows in the low 50s, low to mid 50s, with those mostly cleared skies and the potential for some patchy fog. but we will have those winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. For your forecast on Thursday, we are expecting some morning fog, as I mentioned, but we will see that PM sun, and we're really going to approach a record high tomorrow of 82 degrees. Not sure we'll eclipse it, but it is rare that you even touch a record high. And then your Thursday planner is going to show that we do start off in the morning with that fog potential, warm up into the 70s around noon. We might get to that 80, 82 mark, and then we will start to cool off as we get into the overnight time hours. Your marine forecast does show a little bit cooler down by the coast at 78 degrees. We will have those winds out of the south and a light chop. And then we are expecting a cool down here. Start off 82 on Thursday. We cool down a little bit with our lows in the 40s once again. And then as we get into next week, we are going to see those rain chances go ahead and increase as those temperatures do come back up and that southerly flow goes ahead and returns. But now I'm going to walk around to the desk where me and Sammy are going to go ahead and close the show out.
Yeah, we're looking at those warm temperatures for tomorrow. I mean, 82 degrees. It's going to be a beautiful Thursday.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be a nice day. Then we get that cold front coming through, and we should clear out again, and it'll start to be a little bit nicer out. We'll have those cooler temperatures. I know it's a little hot for some people. For example, on Saturday, we are expecting a high of 65 degrees, so that's a little bit cooler than we were experiencing. I don't think all the people on the show are going to have those sweating problems that we were talking about today.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you do like those cooler conditions in the mornings, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, it's going to be in the 40s. So if you do like getting outside when it's colder outside to go walk your dog, whatever, it's going to be nice and chillier in those mornings.
Yeah, and then we do have the potential for that warm up as we get into the beginning of next week as that next cold front and weather system approaches. But it looks like we are going to cool off again. You can see kind of 67 if you're high on Wednesday. That is a little bit cooler than the high on Tuesday, which is 77.
Yeah, and maybe even get some rain too. We are kind of lacking in rain right now. So by Tuesday, maybe that percentage will go up from 50%.
Well, yeah, you never know. You never know.
So for the weekend, though, it will be a nice weekend outside, 65 and partly cloudy for Saturday. It's going to be great to get outside.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to get out and do a lot of stuff with your friends since we don't have those chances for rain. And then obviously, you know, just to recap some of the stuff we talked about on the show tonight, we have that ice storm going on across the Central Plains, and then we also have the flu stuff going around.
Yeah.
So definitely be careful about that. Yeah, you obviously don't want to get flu this time of year.
Yeah, I even had some professors that were coughing. But hey, make sure to follow us on Twitter /FSU Weather.
And go ahead and follow us on Facebook or like us on Facebook if you haven't at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And watch us live on YouTube. We post videos on our Twitter and even sometimes on our Instagram.
Yep, so follow us on Instagram as well at FSU Weather. Yep.
Yeah, so we have lots of tweets that go out of daily weather, anything exciting going on here in the studio as well.
Yep, go ahead and follow us. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. I'm student meteorologist Harrison Prieto.
And I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires. Have a great night.